Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Good morning, Southern Fried Podcast fans, and all you people out there in Cornbread Nation. We're so happy to have y'all with us this morning. It's a beautiful, crisp day out there. Dave, how are you doing this morning?
I am blessed. It's good to be on another Monday. I've got my my new Dubby hat on. I mentioned in the commercial, which we'll play later. So this is the one I talked about. So I'm doing good. I got some hot coffee. I'm happy to have that this morning. It was a great Sunday. Hated to hear, and our show is obviously themed around today a lot about former President Jimmy Carter from Plains, Georgia. Prayers to his family on the passing at 100 years old. But good morning, Robert. How are you?
I'm going to make it. And good morning to you, Brother Hester. Mr. Earl is in the house this morning. Earl?
Good morning, Brother Earl.
You and Sam got to get on here and do a wrestling show here before long. We got to have
need
both of the outlaws.
We got to have that. Absolutely. Yes. I was doing podcasting last night, but the Falcons were on the late night, and it was a great game. They came up a little short, but I think we can all see that going into next year, that Penix is just a great addition to that team. And got to give Washington credit. They came back in overtime and won. Jaden Daniels, this kid is Penix and him. They're just both amazing. It was a hard fought game, and no reason to hang your head either team for anything. It was a classic game. If Atlanta had a little bit better time management and got that kicker a little closer, of course our kicker's injured. It was a perfect kick. It just wasn't long enough. We'd have won it in regulation. But congratulations, Washington, on your playoff. To go into the playoffs, Falcons again. Yes, next year, as we say, but I think they got a lot to look forward to. This team is radically different than they have been, and I want to say, as a Falcons fan, I can't complain too much. I think they're finally getting all the pieces together, and we'll look into 2025. So it was a great game, and the Eagles absolutely destroyed the Dallas Cowboys. Somewhere yesterday, I think Cook had to be crying yesterday. I mean, it was horrible. Devontae Smith had 2 touchdowns. I mean, oh my goodness, they just run all over them. It was bad. I mean, bad. Like, I don't know, 42-7 or something.
Cook probably out there going, I need. They're going to start preparing Dallas Cowboy football stadium to Neyland Stadium. They ain't no touchdowns there.
It was bad, man. I want to tell you, it was bad.
Oh my goodness, my Dallas Cowboys.
And shout out to our follower on Kick this morning.
Good
couple
morning,
of them.
Kick.
We appreciate you. So shout out to them. I'm monitoring that chat. We don't see that in our chat, but I am monitoring it, and we appreciate them being here. So, Earl, it was a good day.
Earl, if you're still in here, we're posting a series of videos about our Watts Creek Bridge adventure. You need to go back and watch them too. There's another one coming up, not too far out, but we're going to let these two here air out good. Go back and watch them and tell me what you think. Supposedly, there's already a picture of a ghost on that thing. That's scary. And that's what one of our fans was calling in, telling us, or sending us a message on. That's amazing.
They did. And we're going to have to go back and examine it. They think they've seen a ghost. It is supposed to be in a haunted area. This was in the daytime. We went back at night. Crazy things happen. If you watch the first video, but the prequel, the first video is just a nice, beautiful day. But someone said there's a ghost there. So we're going to have to go look at it. And Before we go any further, Rob, I don't know if you know this, but Stone Mountain has a new portion of the carving. It's not quite finished, but it is a work in progress. Have you noticed this? It's all over the news.
No.
Stone Mountain. Well, let me put that up for us. Here it is. Oh, we're at 20,000 followers for the SFP. Yay!
There we go. 20,000. Yes.
Thank you to all of our followers and supporters. We
Thank
appreciate
you
you very much. Me and Rob remember follower number 1. Well, I think
Yes.
me and him was follower 1 and 2. I don't know which one of us followed first, but we were the first 2 followers, so we're in that number.
Yeah. Earl, was that daytime or nighttime? Because David kind of did the Star Wars thing. He shot one video, then he went back and shot a prequel. Heard the prequel. Hey, works for Star Wars. Dave looks a little bit like Jar Jar Binks anyway.
Oh man.
Misa thinks so.
And I thought you were going to be nice today.
I am being nice today. He's famous.
I can't stand him, and most Star Wars fans can't stand him either. It was the worst thing they ever did, outside of letting others besides George Lucas handle the franchise. They've destroyed it now. But Jar Jar was, a marketing ploy for kids and everything else. It bombed. Horrible. So annoying. Oh, man, I can't believe he went there. Mr. Tim Walls. Good morning, Tim Walls.
Well, that's the prequel. You got to go back. There's one at night too.
Yeah, there's
and I know you did not just call me Tim Walls.
I did. You called me Jar Jar.
Nice, Jar Jar.
You get Tim Walls. You knucklehead.
He said, "Don't be so."
Oh man! Wow, it's gonna be good. It's Throwdown Monday right here at the end of the year. Early happy New Year,
Monday of the year, dude.
Yeah, I know. I see. And you're trying to make it memorable for all the wrong reasons. Shame. How dare thee?
Can't believe you're going to call me Tim Walsh over because I called you a CGI character. What the heck? Sorry, I'm a real character.
I'd rather you call me the Hulk than Jar Jar.
The Hulk.
I mean, yeah, they did the same thing with him. Look, it was pretty bad movie too.
The closest thing you'll get to be from me calling you the Incredible Hulk would be Dave, the Incredible Bulk.
Man, I may have to drive back to South Georgia today. Have a strategy meeting with Robert out back. You say go. We're going to the yard. There's a lot of yard there.
With Dave, the Incredible Bulk comes on the screen. He goes, "Hey, hey, hey!"
Oh man! Wow!
Oh
my goodness! All y'all pray for Rob today.
He knows had way too much fun this morning.
Well, I know, and it gives me. We got how many hours till tonight's show to come up with a response before Mama said?
Yeah,
you might be in trouble.
You gotta be nice.
No, the gloves have done been thrown off.
Oh, hey, look!
The hat is in the ring. The gloves are thrown off, and it is throwdown time. It's on.
Look, I'm the one that got called the worst thing. I got called Tim Walsh. My goodness. All I did was some simple, easy stuff. You went for the dagger to the heart.
Honestly, I would rather be called Tim Walls than Jar Jar, to be honest. That's how much I could not stand that character.
No, call me Jar Jar all day long. Do not, come on, man. Jar Jar's not even a real person. Tim Walsh is, and that's scary enough right there.
No, he's not real. He's fake. Come on, he's not real. He's a real knucklehead. He said he was a knucklehead. He's not a real American. He's a guy that enjoyed the city burning down around his home. The smell was a sweet smelling savor that they just enjoyed as the town was burning down. Come on, they're not real.
Are you telling me it was a sacrifice to the Democrat gods?
That and more. I'm just a knucklehead. I just like watching my city burn down.
He's like,
burn down America.
He's like, oh, Obama's gonna love that smell.
Yeah. He was ready for the victory parade through town. He thought he was some kind of conquering hero. He's like a Roman leader that went in and sacked a nation or something. But it was his own nation. Good grief.
Come here, little cat.
Uh-oh.
I go to pick him up and he walks off.
The killer cat.
Yes, the killer cat. There he is. He's up here. Say hi to everybody, Chuck. He said hi. All right.
Chuck has my great respect and admiration for latching into your finger the other night now, since you so negative things. Chuck's my hero. I'm going to have to send messages by I'm going to have to mind meld with the cat and say, bite Robert today on the ankle or something.
He's not going to bite me no more. Probably not going to bite me no less either, but poor little kitty cat. He just not understood. Like me. Nobody understands. It's okay, Chuck. It's okay. It's going to be fine. Don't worry. You've got food in there.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, in honor of former President Jimmy Carter passing at the age of 100, who was from Plains, Georgia, our shout out city today will be, yes, Plains, Georgia. And so salute to them. Good Southern city, Sumter County, and, produced the 39th president of the United States. Whether you liked his policies or not, he was president, and he was from Georgia, and he did some good things. And so one of our own from Georgia, and this will be a huge event. This week will be dedicated to, obviously, the news cycles and everything, to lying in state and the funeral procession and all that. It's a moment that a nation stops whenever a president passes it. And you should show that respect unto that. A shout out to Plains, Georgia, and the highlight. And for us, Rob, it highlights the South, southern South Georgia city, and peanut farming. I mean, that's what they did. Also, the fact that he taught Sunday school for over 40 years at his church, I have great respect for that. But a shout out to those in that area, and again, probably is more well known for the things he did after being president as he was as president. It didn't go well. There was a lot of problems. He did do some things that some would say, that they liked that he did as president, but mainly he's known for the Habitat for Humanity and different things that he did for voting rights and different things after his term. So, shout out to him.
That's amazing. I mean, because he was soundly beaten in his second, when he was trying to get elected for his second term. I mean, soundly by Mr. Ronald Reagan himself. But, the things that he accomplished as an ambassador and such as that, and that happened after his presidency, those were huge. And those things have gotten downplayed a little bit, but that was amazing. Some of the stuff that he accomplished. He was a much better ambassador than he was a president, and I would say he would rank in the top as an ambassador.
Yeah, and things that he did. He said that he was better after being president. Things he did after. He said, after I was not a president, he said that. I know he would like for it to have been better. Also was a state senator, also served in the U.S. Navy, and was the governor of Georgia at one point as well. So a lifetime filled with service to his country, state and country, and to the world, actually, and was a Nobel Peace Prize winner. I think, I can't remember the date on that. I want to say 2012. I could be wrong on that. If I'm wrong, we'll go back and look it up, make sure. But did cover a lot last night on our news program. But, Georgia's in the spotlight today, Rob, because of this, a lot more.
And it's, like you said, it is a day of sorrow. It is sorrow. I mean, I hate to see, but, he's going home with his wife. His wife passed earlier this year.
Yeah, it's was unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but he's going home to be with her. which is probably where he wants to be. He's been 2 years in hospice. It hadn't been an easy road for him.
Yeah.
But our hearts and prayers go out to him and his family and to the nation.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a great man. I'll go ahead and say it. He really was a great man. Most of his stuff, he wasn't the best president, but a lot of the stuff that he accomplished after and before and after his presidency,
Yeah.
I mean, hats off.
He was one of those that some said last night a bygone era where he chose not to use phrases and terminology we hear a lot now with the president and how they tear into each other. He was really, I would say, and typifies Southern people and that Southern drawl, and always trying to look at the bright side of things, the positive, the glass half full. It was, they gave him a hard time about his smile and showing his teeth and everything, but he was usually smiling and he was even keel. And even if he was trying to make a point, and the way he phrased things was not biting, it was not to try to tear someone down. He still got his point across, and was a great ambassador for the United States of America. And we can say we appreciate that. Again, we don't all agree in the South on everything. Some people, I don't know where people ever got that. We're like one big family, and we argue a lot in the South, but we do take care of our own. And it is a spotlight on Plains. It's a spotlight on Georgia and the South and the United States as a whole. And there are foreign leaders that, he did accomplish a peace agreement with the Camp David Accords with Anwar Sadat. Yes. Of course, that ended very badly for Sadat because he made that agreement. They killed him for it. But he was trying to do things it's very hard to accomplish peace in that region. Very hard. Everybody says they're going to do it. It's very hard because you're dealing with generations of hate and terrorism and different things. But he waded in and he tried to do that. He continued to do that after being president. He was very involved in the Middle East. Sometimes we might not like some of the ways he did that. I mean, he was pretty hard on Israel at times, but he was trying to bring about peace. He said one of his things that he liked, and that there was never a shot fired or a bomb dropped during his presidency. He was a man of peace. I will say that he was a man of peace. And even though he knew that war sometimes was necessary, he was trying not to do that. And it's just unfortunate Iran's taking of the hostages of the embassy, that those images and the long gas lines are a lot. That's what's remembered about his time as president. But anyway, shout out to Plains, Georgia today. God bless you.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Plains, Rob? I've never been there.
Yes.
Have you? You have?
Yes.
How far away is that from you?
Oh, dude. I don't really know, Dave, to be perfectly honest. I'll find out, though. I mean, I was a kid when I went to Plains.
Okay. I think my dad went there once. I remember him saying something as he was traveling south once, but I don't believe I have ever been in the city. I'd like to. I really would.
It's about an hour and 20 minutes from here.
Okay.
It's to the northeast. It's basically to the northeast of us between here and Columbus. Give you kind of an idea.
Next time I come down, I'll have to make a slide over there before I come on down. That would be I'll do that.
If you take 75 down, you can cut almost straight over to it.
Okay.
Go through Americus and into Plains.
And I'd like to stop in Americus too. That's another city I'd like to stop in.
Hey, you can get off there in Cordele.
I've done that before. Cordele. I have done that before.
So you know the big rocket there, the big missile.
That's exit 99, I believe that is. Actually, there's two exits at Cordele. The missile.
When you get off there at Cordele at 75, where they got the big missile set up there.
It was dark when I was there both times, so I never saw
they got lights on it. You'll see it.
There was no lights when I went through. I don't remember seeing no missile.
Well, there's several Cordele exits.
I got off at 99. That's the big highway that comes on down through Albany, I guess. That's where I came through.
That may not have been it then.
That I do. What I remember is not thinking I was fixing to die that night as a bunch of drunks got on the interstate, road construction, the great concrete barriers, and they had a temporary exit for 99, and the drunks thought that they were still using their main exit, and still to this day I believe it was the hand of God reached down and turned that car, because had an 18-wheeler to our left, they were in front of me, there's nowhere to go, and they turned towards a concrete barrier. I couldn't believe my eyes. I told my wife, I said, I think I just, because I said, hold on. I was waiting on the crash. Like I just instinctively reached over. She was asleep. I instinctively reached over to try to hold her back. And she had her seatbelt on, but still you do that. And I said, I think we're fixing to die. I mean, it was so bad. I could just envision the crash, and all of a sudden they were straight. And I don't know how it happened other than it was the hand of God. I'm saying that with all due respect. I don't say that lightly. We were headed down for a church meeting the next morning. It was on a Saturday night. They got on the exit before I don't know. It's the most amazing thing I've ever saw in my life. I just don't know how that happened other than God helped steer that car for them. And they were all over the highway. I actually called the state patrol and was talking them in to a road for miles, got into a small town. They finally stopped in the middle of the road. They were lost, driving, just blind drunk. And I was talking them in. Out there, it takes a while for state patrol to get there, but it's a 4-lane highway, and they were driving across all 4 lanes going down the road, back and forth. That's the worst drunk driving I've ever seen in my life. It had to be the hand of God that saved us that night. I'll never forget that, though. And we did go to one time we went down, we did go to a church service in Cordele, but I don't remember that. I'll have to go back and look at the missile. I don't remember as I go down. I don't remember seeing that.
Let me share you a picture. This is at exit 101. I told you the wrong exit. I'm sorry.
Okay. We got off before
the other Cordele exit.
Okay.
But ever since I was a kid, there you can see a picture of it there. It's a Titan missile is what it is.
I think I've heard about that. I don't remember seeing it. I mean, if I did, I forgot. I am old,
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid growing up, and my dad and I would drive to North Georgia, because that's where my grandmother lived, here in Rossville, on my dad's side. That was the thing. I always wanted to stop where the rocket was. When I was a kid, we got to stop there and see the rocket. We got to stop there at the Waffle House at the rocket, and drive my dad nuts and everything. But he'd stop every time.
I think I did eat at that Waffle House too, though. I do remember that. It was memorable because there was only 2 people, the cook and a waitress. It was the middle of the night. There was only like 2 customers, me and one other. And the waitress's boyfriend comes in, and they're having some sort of disagreement. And I guess he probably was out up to no good. And she's trying to work in the middle of the night. And he tears out of the parking lot. It seemed like it was a gravel parking lot. He tore out of there. And as soon as he did, you saw blue lights go by going after him. And she is outside hollering, "I told you not to go," and she was all tears and everything, It was like, as he got cuffed and stuffed just down the road, I was like, wow.
Yeah. Roscoe P. Coltrane caught up with him.
Oh man, he was on him fast. That guy tore out there, squealing tires, playing all Dukes of Hazzard or Caminas.
Slim Dukes.
Boss Hog. Hey boy.
Was that your waitress?
No, the cook was probably more like Boss Hog.
Oh no. What was the guy? The cook's name was Cooter.
I don't know.
Had his old stained shirt on and dirty hat, and they're cooking away. Probably had some grease under his fingernails.
That's about any Waffle House. Oh, I didn't mean to say it like that, but
dude, you say I got to be nice.
I like the Waffle House.
What was President Carter?
They do cook with grease, and so they do have. They try to wipe on their towels and things, but you know what? You slamming some from smothered and covered and chunked and all that and all the egg. You can't help but get a little greasy there. You can't help that. So I love it. I love the.
Okay. I'll let that slide this morning. Yeah. Just because I'm nice.
I
if
usually
I don't let it slide, you're gonna go off into that Jar Jar speak. Misa think of you wrong. Misa know they got to grease under their fingernails.
You know, Rob, sometimes there's times that you do good at these impressions, and then there's today.
Yeah, I know.
It's bad.
early.
It's bad
early.
because it's early. It's Jar Jar, and I don't know what that was. It was a combination between Jar Jar and something else, but I can't think of what it was. But
It was
nice,
Jar Jar and the guy from Sling Blade, Carl Childers.
nice try.
Misa don't think so. Misa think get out of guys.
Oh man, maybe you could do Tim Walls as Jar Jar.
Okay,
one
you
voice.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I got this. Yeah, I got this. Misa think life is like a box of chocolates.
What was that? That was like Forrest Gump and Tim Walls. I don't know what that was. It wasn't Jar Jar though.
I said Misa.
Actually, it was better though because I can't stand that character anyway. Jar Jar was a knucklehead too, though. So Tim Walls and Jar Jar have a lot in common.
Oh my goodness, that's not very nice of you this morning.
I don't feel like being nice.
Right.
It's the last Monday of the year. I'm excited. I'm happy, but you know what? It's getting ready to be a new year, and we gotta kick this one back. You know, it's 2024 is winding down. It's been a rough year, and you know, I'm going out kicking and screaming and hollering in the new year.
Hey, Thursday's the new year.
I know.
No, Wednesday.
Well, I mean, Thursday is in the new year. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but we just got today and tomorrow, and this year will be done.
When you said Thursday is New Year, yes, it is. That's actually true. It's just not the first day of the new year.
Well, you know, we got today and tomorrow, and we kick this 365-day mess to the curb, and we can start another 365-day in that month anyway.
We'll be getting closer to our 1-year anniversary as a podcast, Memorial Day. We've got a few months to go. We have crossed over the 20,000 followers. Now we got to move on to 50. That's our next goal.
Hey, and if y'all got friends out there on your page and y'all hadn't shared us with, go ahead and share us out with them. We need all those likes and follows right now because we're excited. We think we could do this.
We do.
We got a more than double before Memorial Day, but we got a chance at it, and it's moving on. Oh, stupid cat scared the snot out of me.
You just called the cat.
In the middle of a thing there, and he little knucklehead. I should have named him Tim Walsh.
Oh.
No, he probably won't ever get back in my lap again.
Wow.
Oh, come
well, let's run a quick commercial, Rob, and we've got a new vendor spotlight for Mammoth Nation this morning. But let's do Dubby first, and then we got that and maybe one other thing. But let's, folks, we'll be right back. We appreciate you joining us for the morning show at the Southern Fried Podcast. And Rob can pet his pet Chuckers there while we're at commercial.
Tim. I'm changing his name to Tim Walsh.
Oh, man. Poor cat. I'm sorry, Chuck Norris. I'm sorry, Chuckers. We'll be back in a minute, folks. See you soon. Hey, folks, Dave in the AM here with the Southern Fried Podcast and the Cornbread Nation. For many weeks now, me and Rob have been telling you about our affiliation with Dubby Energy Drinks. I've been drinking some of them on the show, and I just got in today the powder version, and this is the Pond Blom version of this. And hey, I tell you that it gives you the focus and the energy without the jitters or the crash. There's no sugars, no fillers, no artificial dyes. So get you some Dubby today. Use the promo code Southern Fried, and you'll get 10% off each and every order. Not only can you get the energy drinks, but you can also get some cool merch items. In fact, soon we're going to have a hat to show you as an example of some of those things. There's shirts and other things you can get as well as containers to mix up the powder and the water into that you can carry with you. We appreciate your support of the Southern Fried Podcast and also of Dubby Energy Drinks. We'll see you again soon. Take care. this is Rob and Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast. One of our shows that we love the most is Front Porch Talking. Our Friday night show, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, has become a tradition here at the Southern Fried. We appreciate you so much for stopping by on the front porch where we grab our sweet tea or coffee or whatever we're drinking and just sit on the front porch, wave at the neighbors as they go by, and just have a great discussion. We usually don't have a topic or theme. We just like to talk, and we like for you to stop by on the front porch as well. It's a Southern tradition, and Rob and Dave, we're all about the South. We live here in the state of Georgia, and all through the South or throughout wherever you live in the United States or the world, remember, as Rob says, it's a Southern state of mind. Join us each Friday night at 8 p.m. with our friends. Become part of that Cornbread Nation Breadhead crew, and join us on the front porch, and let's talk. Thank you so much.
You know, on that picture right there,
What's that?
on that picture right there, you got to make, let's put that back up there just a second. I got some beef with that.
Some beef with what?
With the picture. It made me look like I look like the guy off the Goonies. Just the ears away, dude.
You told me you love that picture. You said I love it, so deal with it.
He is one of my favorite characters.
Vendor spotlight here. We do want to highlight the Mammoth Nation and the different vendors that they offer. We have a new one today, Fisher Dye Bait Company, and yes. They offer a lot of different kinds of things, and this is just a small selection of those things that they offer. So we appreciate the vendor spotlight, and so far this is our fourth vendor spotlight. I've ordered things from I think two of them. I'm looking at the third. I'll be looking at here, and I try to get something from each one. But Mammoth Nation, Robert, we're excited to be affiliated with them. Use that QR code. Rob will let Rob talk about Mammoth Nation for just a minute. Love this company.
Yes, I love this whole concept. It's amazing. I mean, these big box retailers, they go out there and they support everything that conservatives are against, kind of. You know, and we don't really have a voice out there on the marketplace until now. Now we can vote with our wallet. I mean, we can stand against the woke nonsense. We can come over here. These are American companies, the American people. They're vetted. They support our conservative beliefs. It's just a great place to shop. Please put your money someplace where it counts and it matters. Vote with your wallet. The membership fees are cheap, $5 and $10 plans per month, and they have the lifetime for $250. Dude, it's worth it. It's worth it.
It is. I'm a lifetime member, and I think they may still have, Rob. I'm not sure. They may still be running that half off at $125 for lifetime. But you know, you're going to get all these savings, even if you're doing the $5 a month. You're going to get tons back. You're not even going to miss that $5 because you're getting all kind of savings. As I've shopped with these vendors. As a lifetime member, I'm getting all these discounts. Sometimes it's through Mammoth, and then also extra through the vendor themselves. So It's pretty cool, man. I'm a big fan, and I love it. Also, their videos they do about woke policies and stuff are there to watch. They do a great job. Yeah. It's an amazing company. Use that QR code. You help the Southern Fried, and you help Mammoth Nation, and you help America. And then we'll say, lastly, let's holler at give our good friend Steve at the Celtic Blacksmith, Half Pine Forge, as he is called, in his store. Check it out. Check his videos out. Great guy from Ohio way. We appreciate it. And also our friend Chick Bait from YouTube and True Crime. She's been in the chats a lot lately. Visit her. She's Chick Bait. She's also got Chick Crew. She's kind of working around maybe with a new name, but she does true crime and has quite a few followers and has helped to promote us as well. We want to say thank you this morning to those folks, and also to Three Ravens Publishing and all the folks that have been supporters of us, and we're appreciated. And Rob, first,
you got to Steve back up there real quick.
Which one?
Steve. You got to because I got to tell you, the one he's got right there about how to hang a hammerhead.
Yes.
I went back through and I watched that yesterday, and at the very beginning of it, I was telling my Henry the Brown-Nosed Reindeer jokes.
Yep.
And he's the one that hung it on the wall, the hammer on the wall, and said, "That's how you hang a hammer." And then he has a thing where everybody's just like face planting themselves. Oh, y'all, he does great videos and stuff, but he can't mock my jokes anymore.
He has an eclectic sense of humor as well.
I love it.
And it is great. I mean, his blooper reels at the end are awesome. But yeah, we appreciate all them. And lastly, I'll say, if we get back in the program, we'll give you news, but me and Rob's been invited on another podcast, and we're going to be doing that in the next couple of weeks. We'll get news out there as we talk about conservative values and the issues of the country. It's a Rumble channel, and but we've invited to come up, and we're appreciative of that. We don't take that lightly.
Yes, we love to have interviews, and we love to go on other shows, and we just have a ball. We
enjoy what we do. And if you've not seen the videos, please watch the videos. Part one, you're going to see our some goings on that happened at the Watts Creek Bridge while I was in South Georgia. It's supposed to be haunted, the lady in white. The prequel video, part 2, is out now, showing the morning time we were there, and Rob's pointing out things about the creek, and we're telling the story a little bit. Part 3 will come out soon. Part 3 of that video series will come out soon. These have been very popular, and we've already had a listener say they believe they have seen a ghost in our daytime video, not the nighttime, but the daytime video. Amazing. Don't know. Just saying.
That was weird.
Yeah. I figured it'd be the nighttime video, but they said they have spotted something. So we'll see.
Maybe it was an orb or something. You never know.
The legend of Watts Creek Bridge grows. We're a part of that legend now, Rob.
I know. It's amazing. I've lived here my whole life. Everybody knew I was going to be legendary. They just didn't know it was going to be this way. My teacher told me I was a legendary idiot.
Ouch!
They didn't, but
Well, I'll say it. Legendary idiot.
Hey, Jar Jar.
Hope you enjoy. I hope you got a cup of coffee this morning.
No, think so.
By the way, this is from my K cups. This is good, Rob. Nothing wrong with it. Tonight I'll probably have the other pot in here. Hey, new studio coming. Me and Baby Boy's gonna be working on it today.
Yeah.
And
are y'all gonna finish that thing before the end of the year?
We're trying, man. We're trying.
You got all year to finish it. Y'all gonna do it?
Well, we got all year. We're trying. We got plans today. As soon as I've got to load up some videos this morning, and we'll probably eat some breakfast. By the way, my wife, man, what I told him, I said, quit spoiling that boy. I told because I wouldn't give him bacon until I'd finish it all. He's in there on the couch snoring away, and she comes in there holding a piece of bacon. I said, what are you doing? She goes, I'm gonna give my baby boy a piece of bacon. I said, don't spoil him like that. She wakes him up. She goes, I'll bring you some too. I said, we both can wait. So she puts the bacon under his nose and just, not touching it, let him smell that. You can see his nose twitching a little bit. And then he wakes up and he's got a big old piece of bacon, waving back and forth. And so he gobbles that down, like the Cookie Monster.
That's amazing.
and she brings him some more. I was like, oh man. I said, you are so spoilt, man.
She lethal weaponed him.
She said, that's my baby boy.
You remember in the first one where Mel Gibson's run that coffee cup under Danny Glover's nose?
Oh, yeah.
That's what she did to him. She lethal weaponed him.
I mean, I got to admit, bacon smells great cooking. It tastes great too, but there's coffee brewing and bacon cooking are two very strong and powerful smells in our life. They really are.
Speaking of bacon and traditions, I've got mine. Let me go grab it real quick, and I'll show it to you here on the air.
All right.
True Southern tradition.
True Southern tradition, at least according to the legend of Robert. I have no idea what he's fixing to show, folks, and I may not want to know. We disagree sometimes on what is a true Southern tradition, and what is not, the way we do things. There is differences between North and South Georgia.
So
we'll see.
I'm gonna have to put it back when I'm done showing you. Okay. So here in the South, we have traditions, and we're really big on it. A New Year's Day in the South, we have certain things that we like to eat. It's tradition. Black-eyed peas.
I agree.
Turnip greens.
I don't eat them, but I agree they do eat them.
And hog jowl.
Oh.
That's right. That's right. Hog jowl for New Year's Eve.
Did that come from the pig? Did that come from the Piggly Wiggly?
It absolutely did.
I thought I saw that there. Let's shout out to the Piggly Wiggly. Love the Piggly Wiggly. Don't like hog jowl.
Look at that. Don't that look good?
No, it does not to me. But
dude, it looks like bacon.
It's hog jowl. It's not.
It's hog jowl. But it looks like bacon. You can't say it don't look like bacon. It's hog jowl though. But it,
that looks like, that's not the kind of bacon look that I get. My bacon looks a whole lot better. It don't look like any bacon I've ever eaten. Come on.
It absolutely does.
No, it doesn't have the color of the bacon I eat. I don't know what.
It's got the same color.
That looks like a bunch of fats.
Well, there's quite a bit of fat in there, but it's got a streak of lean in it.
So you're saying your tradition on New Year's is to eat fried fat?
Fried hog jowl. Hog jowl, black-eyed peas, and collard greens.
That reminds me of what they had tried to get John Candy to follow up after he ate the old 96er, and the guy said, no, there's still stuff left. And he said, the gristle? He said, yes. And they made him eat the gristle. That's what that looks like. Ugh.
We're going to put this back in the fridge.
Yeah, don't lose that. It'd be a shame if that spoiled.
That's right.
Oh, folks, that's not, I repeat, not a Southern tradition for New Year's, except in the Robert world. What do you say, South Georgia? In the Robert world, the tradition he has there, I'm not in.
Did you say that that's not a tradition in North Georgia?
No, I don't ever remember. I've never seen that as
a
tradition.
Dude, you forget. Cut meat in North Georgia forever. You know how many tons of hog jowl I have sliced for New Year's Day up there? Don't give me that. That's a tradition all over the state, maybe all over the South. I can't help it if you don't want to follow it. You know, picky eater and all. That's okay. You don't have to.
Nobody in my there's I may be picky eater. There's a lot of people here not, and nobody I've ever been associated with in my circle.
I tell you what.
That.
Do me a favor, over the next couple of days, ask people what the tradition up there is to eat on New Year's Day. Do me a favor, just ask around.
Oh, I will. I have no problem doing that because the people I know don't eat that.
Okay.
I'm not saying there won't be some, but it's not going to be overwhelming numbers, and it's not going to be the majority.
We used to sell tons of that stuff up there. My goodness. Ugh. It depends on where you're at, maybe. I don't know. But there's a ton of it gets sold up there every year from every store.
Well, God bless them. I just don't want anything to do with it.
Okay. So what is your issue with jowl?
I don't have an issue. I'm not gonna do it.
It's actually from around the neck area here.
Yeah.
And just a little further down, you have Boston butts, and just a little further down, you have ribs and side meat where bacon comes from. So, I mean, it's just a little distance.
Well, a little higher would be the brains, and I don't eat that either. So, I don't eat every part of an animal. Okay. If somebody does, that's great. It doesn't go to waste, but I'm not eating it. Okay. So that's no problem. No problem. I know what I like, and I go to the store and I get what I get. But I've never went in and asked for pig brains or anything else. I've not done that. Okay. Or the hooves. I don't eat the hooves. Okay. I don't do it. The snout, I'm
Pigs
out.
don't have hooves.
Well, whatever they have.
They have pickled pig feet.
Well, what? I'm not eating that either. God bless those who do. I mean, God bless them. You know, I'm glad because, you know, if somebody can eat that, that means that's one less hungry person. But I'd rather eat tree bark as to eat that.
Have you ever tried hog jowl?
No, and I'm not going to.
Well, how do you know if you like it or not?
Trust me, I know.
Have you ever ate pigtails?
These two eyes have never failed me, and the nose quickly behind that lets me know whether I want to eat something or not. I don't have to be that I'll try anything once kind of guy. I don't do that. It's the look, the texture, the smell, everything about something lets me know whether I need to. And if that don't work, my gut tells me, it's like, don't do it, Dave. Don't do it. Don't eat that. Don't try. And I'm out. I listen. I've always listened.
What about turkey drumsticks?
I'm not particularly fond of them. I don't really go there. My wife likes all that, but no, I don't.
Okay. That's good to season with.
Yeah, it's good to season with. I'll admit. I just don't. And there's a lot of things you season with, you know, that you put in your beans and stuff. I don't dip it out on a plate and eat it. It's a seasoning. It's used as seasoning, you know, fat back or whatever you want to call it.
What?
I don't like that stuff. I don't eat it, but people season with stuff, you know. Thank you, Earl. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I need some help here. Rob's on a mission this morning. We do have a hog jowl road up here, though, in North Georgia. I don't know if you've ever driven down that road, but a hog jowl road. My missionary friend from Maine, Brother Watson, I remember he had a church service down here, and he mentioned that to me. He said, Brother David, I went down a road the other day called Hog Jowl Road. He said, what is a jowl? Oh,
and we went
hilarious.
over a creek down here called Sow Branch.
We did.
That goes right along with Hog Jowl Road.
Well, y'all got some wild creek names down there anyway. You know, Standing Boy Creek and Potato Creek. I don't know where they got the names at. I mean, my granddaughters were laughing at it. It's like, what? Look at that. Look at that. What's that called?
Your granddaughters were laughing at everything. They were laughing that I lived 30 minutes from the closest McDonald's. They were like,
but she did say she wanted to come back.
They were like, how do you stand living down here? There's nothing. Of course, you know, they went by a Hardee's and a Burger King on their way here, but it wasn't a McDonald's.
No, they don't like the Hardee's or Burger King. They just don't.
Okay.
It's all Mickey D's, brother. Now she'll eat some good cooking. I mean, she loves beans, you know, stuff like. I mean, she does like that kind of stuff, but there's a lot of things she doesn't like. She's pretty picky.
Okay. Well, I got a question for you, Brother Earl, this morning. You know, you said you're with Dave, so you don't eat hog jowl, black-eyed peas, and turnip greens for New Year's? Oh, my goodness. You lived over in Alabama for a long time. I know you know what that stuff is.
You know, there's 2 or 3 things a person should never smell in their house cooking. One of them is pickles. You never should have to smell that when those are being prepared. Turnip greens is another. That's one of the worst smelling things.
No, dude.
Horrible.
Some ham hocks in with them greens and uncooked.
I come home and cooking that, and I'll say, what is that stink that you have on the stove? She goes, I got some turnip greens. Her and Jeremy, the oldest boy, he loves that. And I'm like, that's disgusting. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm going to go outside and do something until that's done. Tell me when you fumigate it. I mean, that's horrible.
Oh, my goodness. You just, I tell you, the one thing that I don't think should be cooked in the house, I don't mind the way it smells, but it just permeates everything, is fish. If you're going to fry fish, fry it outside.
Yeah.
You can do it inside, but, you know, it just kind of
you can clean a workplace break room out if you bring in some fish and heat it up in the microwave, especially things like mackerel and salmon and stuff like that. People don't like that. Yeah. Leave that on just a little bit longer than you should, you know.
You know what else would clear the break room out?
I'm afraid to ask, but go ahead.
We used to have a gentleman that worked there. You remember him. We'll bring in chitlins occasionally. and warm them up. And that would clear the break room out too. You remember that? He would also put them on the back of a heat set.
That and other delicacies from certain cultures that clean break rooms out. I don't know what they call it, but there's a couple of others that were back in the day. It was like you'd walk in, you're like, oh man, what is that?
Someone didn't make it to the bathroom.
Woo! We'll just say it involves a bird's head or something like that. That's all I know. Woo. Wow. It's like kimchi, you know. I mean, it's a Korean delicacy. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Cat. Wow. You know, God bless them. That's their thing. I'm out, man. I'm just out. You know, it's okay.
You know, growing up working in a slaughterhouse, you know, I know about all these types of meat. Don't mean I eat them. You know, I've heard people express different preferences on how they prepare stuff like that, like chitlins. Get them creek slung or stump whooped, you know, and.
Well, you know, in the South, I mean, we have great differences. Like some people eat carp. A lot of people don't. But there are people who do. So.
We caught 2 big old carp when I was growing up. My granddaddy decided we cleaned them and we put them in the smoker in the smokehouse down there.
Yeah.
And we smoked them. It was not the best in the world. I didn't particularly care for it. Now, there is a carp type fish that we have around here that we catch sometimes called a red horse sucker. And they're scale fish. And you scale them out, you fillet them out, and you cut. They're very bony, as most suckers are, but we have a technique called gashing down here, where we take that fillet and we cut, not through the skin, but to the skin. It takes a really sharp knife, about a 1/4 inch apart, all the way up that fillet on every one of them. And when it hits the grease, the bones are gone. And what you wind up with is this beautiful fillet. Yeah, it's got the gashes in it, but that just helps it cook real quick. You get this, and that's some of the best fish ever, dude. It takes some work, but my goodness, is it good.
I've never had it. I don't believe.
You don't believe? Well, I'll tell you what.
I don't believe I've ever had it.
Would you try that?
Maybe. I'm not a huge fish fan, but if it's fried, I would.
It'll be fried.
Okay,
it won't be nothing but fried.
I would probably try it.
That's good stuff, dude. Dude,
as long as as long as there's no fish head, I'm not eating on the plate. I don't want to see the fish's eyes looking back at me. I can't.
Well, I happen to know for a fact that when you cook a fish head, you pop the eyes out. My granddaddy. Oh my gosh! Don't get me started. I had to be around this my whole life, dude. I would not cook the fish head myself. Oh, my granddaddy would do it. Oh my gosh!
I can't.
I'd go ahead and toss it out to the cats, dude. The cats got to eat too. If you eat it all, the cats don't have nothing. Give them the head. Come on.
The closest I've came to that is the cat head biscuits. Now I do like those, but my mom loved, and I do like a lot of beans, but I'm not a fan. My mom loved lima beans. I'm not a fan. I could eat them, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
She wanted those things all the time. I'm like, Mom, there's other type of beans. It doesn't have to be these. Oh, she'd say, but they're so good.
I like butter beans too.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I like pintos and white beans and mix them together. And you know, I like the black eyed peas. I'm good with all that. But
dude, you don't mix those beans together.
Sure, you do. It's called mixed beans.
Oh, if you do, it's called chili.
No, it's not. Go to the store and look. It's called mixed beans.
Chili.
I've ate that a lot.
Black beans, pinto beans, dark kidney beans, light kidney beans. Mix all them together. Some chili powders.
I didn't say mix them all together. Chili. I said white or pinto, and you put them together. I've done that before many times. Sometimes you have just white beans. Sometimes you have pinto. Sometimes you mix them together. That's not chili.
Chili.
I had some chili yesterday at church dinner, and it was super hot, but I endured a few bites.
I like
my church family laughs at me because some of them because they like that hot chili. I'm not a fan, but they're trying to get me used to it.
I remember years ago we had a chili cook-off, and I made my 3-day chili. It takes 3 days for it to cook. And on starting day, you
that
put
must
your
be
meat
horrible. 3 days old chili.
Oh, dude, no, it's cooking for 3 days because I slow cook it. I don't cook it fast.
3 days? Come
Yeah.
on, man. Seriously,
Yeah.
you can't
3
do it
days.
sooner than that.
Seriously, I could do it faster than that, but it wouldn't be as good. I'm telling you.
3 days, I'd want something else. I wouldn't want it after 3 days.
Oh, dude, but it's got like hunks of onion and bell pepper. You put different things in at different times. Meat goes in first, but then in the stage in there, you got to add your maters and stuff like that. But there's a point in time there where you add your hot peppers, which is generally most of the way through day 2. And yeah, rooster spurs.
All right, Rob. I've got it. We've got it. We got something we can do for the new year. The Southern Fried Podcast Chili Cook-Off.
We'll do that next year. We'll start the new year off with it.
We will. We'll have it. We'll have others make theirs and send us pictures of theirs, or maybe come on live on the air and show their chili.
Yeah. But the preacher there that was doing it, his name was Don Williams, and his brother's name was Hank Williams. Their mother was a country music fan. And it was amazing because, the service the next day, we did this on a Saturday. So the next morning service, because I burned them up. That stuff was hot. It was hotter than I expected it. I mean, it burned us all up. We sat there and ate it. It had a good flavor. Next day service, well, he had a good service, all full of hellfire and brimstone, and it was my fault. And he blamed it on me, too. This service today is brought to you by Robert. So if they get you used to that, maybe they're trying to send you a message there on your shirt. Maybe they want a little more hellfire and brimstone.
No, I think they just like to burn me up. A couple of them anyway.
As much as you look like Jar Jar, I don't blame them.
Oh, so you're going to come back to that at the end of the show. Oh, Chuckers, bite him on the ankle, wherever you're at. Come on. You know what I'm going to laugh at? I'm going to laugh at one day, like Jeremy had the cat jumping. If Chuck does a high dive off of the top of that computer desk and latches onto your head, that will be video gold. I would love it. I would put that on repeat and just watch it over and over and over again.
Probably, if he did it and it looked like that cat that jumped on Jeremy, that cat had Dave. I'm not joking. All 4 feet were just, just the leap of faith. And the look on his face, oh my gosh. Dave, he was like.
He still talks about it.
I do too. It was amazing. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. But we got to get that video up too.
It's going up. It'll be going up by tomorrow. We got 3 videos, 3 interviews, and those will be going up. Yeah. We want to get past Christmas. One of them, actually, I was waiting because we had the lady who questioned us about that. So I thought, well, we better wait. And then Christmas hit and said, we never heard back from her. So we're going with it. We're going with our video. So
absolutely. I'll see if I can call her. Talk show.
And thank you at the end of our program. Thank you for all the followers and listeners. We appreciate it. We have crossed over 20,000. We've got a goal. We're going to try to get to 50,000 followers by our 1 year blowout celebration, Memorial Day 2025. We're going to celebrate our 1 year anniversary and honor the troops at the same time. And we'll do something special. We're going to do our best to get there. We can't do it without you. Please forward out the show to your friends and contacts. Hey, we actually picked up a handful of YouTube followers, Rob. That's been the hardest thing. We're up to, even Chickbait noticed it. She said, hey, you've picked up some followers on YouTube.
Yeah,
we have.
That ain't saying much.
Well, it's a few, though.
We're gonna crack the century mark on YouTube. That's amazing.
As the song says, little is much if God is in it. He's obviously blessed us. I mean, he had to, because we've had the forces of evil fighting against us, I think. And we can't say certain words or we get in trouble with the old YT. We won't even say the word, but
we're not going to say that word anymore. I've got a new word for it.
Don't say it anymore. What's the word? That's like Cornbread Nation, I guess,
Well, or Crappa Nation. I don't know. We'll figure. It's got something like that in there, though. I thought that's what I said yesterday.
Shot?
Huh?
Can we say shot?
No,
I don't know.
Can't say shot.
Can't say shot. Okay. Oops. What a world we live in.
That's a stab in the dark. We can't say that word. We can't say this word. Well, we can say it, but we cannot go against what they believe.
Yeah.
About that.
Welcome to America.
Yeah.
The land of we're going to control your free speech.
Yes.
That's sad.
It is. But it is what it is. We will comply somewhat.
Yeah, I would just say for whatever we say, for anybody, we as hosts, we don't always agree with everything our guests say. It is their right to say it. All we ask them to do is be family friendly and not use filthy language and things, but be respectful. But we don't agree with everything every guest has ever said, nor do they agree with us. That's America. We listen to them though. We're respectful that way.
Well, I'm going to throw this out there, and just as a quick ending thought on this. If you and I had a platform out there, and someone went on there and used just absolutely filthy language and filthy topics all the time, we'd probably boot them if we had that ability. Free speech or no free speech. Because it's our right, because it would be our thing. We would have the right to kick them off. We don't have to listen to that. And maybe that's the same way they're feeling. So in a way, I get it. In a way, I don't. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but when you start infringing on rights, I mean, that's why I always say it's that
slippery slope.
Who makes the decision on what is offensive or not liked or whatever? And it is their platform, but you limit the ability for debate, open discussion, and all those things. So
it's a slippery slope, dude. But
it's the same thing as
I don't agree with it, but
it's the same thing as groups that we may not like that have the right to stand on the front of the courthouse steps and do a rally. We may not like them, but doggone it if I won't lay down my life to defend that right.
Yep.
That's freedom. I get it. It is what it is.
All right. Well, everybody, we're glad y'all joined us this morning out there. Our Southern Fried Podcast fans and all of our breadheads out there in Cornbread Nation.
Rob, let's close in prayer for the Carter family, if you don't mind. Let's do that. Let's pray. We'll both pray. Let's pray for them this morning. Father, we thank thee this morning that we can pray. We thank thee for the freedoms we have in America as our nation prepares to swear in a new president. We take time and pause as a nation to honor one that served us many years ago. We do pray for the Carter family. We pray for the city of Plains and all the people that are associated with the president. And may we as a nation do great honor in the honoring of a man and his legacy as we do see the funeral processions and all that will happen in the next few days. We pray for America. We love America. And we do pray for the Carter family. No matter how old you are, it's always tough to lose your grandpa or great-grandpa or whoever it is. And we do pray for that family, and they deserve the respect this morning from us in our thoughts and prayers. Rob?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you that this lost this former president, but he had lived a lifetime of service, from teaching Sunday school to traveling the world and trying to make the world a better place. I truly believe that he acted in where he felt led to act, and it was good actions, and we know that everything that good comes from you, Lord. And we ask you to be with our family and our nation as we mourn in his passing. And dear Lord, we just give it all to you. We'll let you put your hand of blessing upon everybody that's in mourning. And we ask you for all and thank you for all. In our Lord and Savior Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Absolutely. All right, Rob.
All right. Well, I already said goodbye to all the Southern Fried Podcast fans and all them people out there at Cornbread Nation.
New show, January 15th.
That's right, January 15th.
All
right. Plains, Georgia. Salute.
I'll see 'em
And we
walls.
will see y'all tonight.
Yes.
Bye, Jar Jar.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show.